Hey, what's up everyone? MonadoMax here, and today we're doing another video game review. Today we'll be reviewing Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. The game I think no one expected to come out this year. It literally was announced 2 months ago, and here it is. So in the last video we talked about my game of the year, but I'm going to go ahead and switch that and say that Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is my game of the year. I had so much fun with this game. Has some issues, and we'll go over that in the video, but I just wanted to go ahead and say that this is now my new game of the year. So let's begin. Obviously I know the issue that people have had concerns with this game because of the demo they released was the frame rate. And yes, the frame rate gets really bad sometimes, and I don't know why that first level in Hyrule Warriors frame rate rise is awful, but it gets better. Just you got to get through a couple levels, and trust me, it improves. I played a little bit of handheld mode, and I know some issues where is it gonna run worse on handheld mode, and I can tell you the game ran just as well as it did in docked mode. Still had some frame rate issues, and I also had some issues with level loading. Like as I'm walking, the level is loading. I didn't have that happen much in docked mode, but it was more in handheld mode. But overall, I had a lot of fun with this game because I am a big Hyrule Warriors guy. I double dipped buying it on my Wii U and Switch. I almost bought it on my 3DS, but it just never happened. So the fact when this got announced, I was pumped. I was a little disappointed because it was strictly Breath of the Wild. And in case you guys don't know, this is a prequel to Breath of the Wild. And spoiler alert ahead, that ending, I'm so confused. I gotta Google the timeline now because I'm like, huh? What aren't they all supposed to be dead? I mean, it's interesting. I'm definitely gonna be doing research on that. But I want to talk about the levels. I enjoyed a lot of the levels, and one of my complaints with not necessarily Hyrule Warriors, this was something I had with Fire Emblem Warriors, and I guess Hyrule Warriors, the first one, kind of had this issue. Levels were pretty short, I felt like, and Hyrule Warriors has a couple of short levels, but even in those short levels, they're super fun. There's so many different enemies. Like, once you get to those final levels, then, yeah, you start fighting the same things over and over, because, you mean, Guardians. And, difficulty, I played on normal, and, most of the time, like, over halfway to the game, I did it without dying, but it was towards those, like, last 10 levels that I actually started struggling. And, difficulty was pretty good on those levels. I mean, I was playing on normal. Eventually, I want to play this on hard mode, because these type of games I enjoy playing on hard mode. So that's something I'm going to dig into the future. But let's talk about the story. It is a prequel to Breath of the Wild. And, I mean, everything does make sense in the story. Again, I know I talked about, but the timeline, I'm kind of confused. But if you're wanting to see those events from, Breath of the Wild, they talked about the Great Calamity War, all that, then yeah, you definitely want to pick up this game just for that, because, I mean, this is canon, and I guess some of the stuff, without spoiling too much, some of the stuff in this game is probably going to be put into Breath of the Wild too, such as the egg. I forgot, they revealed the egg's name at the end of the game. So, a disappointment thing for me, and I don't know if this will be a big deal for people or not, but when I played the first Hyrule Warriors, one of my favorite modes after I beat the game was Adventure Mode. I enjoyed Adventure Mode because that added so much content to Hyrule Warriors. You had a whole nother game, basically. It was longer. If you had the Definitive Edition, which is right here, if you had all the Adventure Mode maps and all that, you have a longer game than the actual base story. And there's none of that, and now I do know there's a lot of side stuff, and at the time of this recording, I did not touch that, so maybe that side stuff will keep me occupied in terms of adventure mode. I would have to try. I was trying to beat this game fast so I can get the video review out for you guys. So, on stream or whatever, I'll talk about that. Another thing that I've seen a couple people complain about, but I just want to go ahead and say right now is the character roster. I've seen some people complain that the character roster is small. And yes, there's only like 10 characters. There's way more than 10 characters. I'm sorry, that's like 16. I don't remember off the top of my head. And that is small compared to Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, the first one. But I'm gonna say with how the game is played, I feel like the character roster is valid, especially since they're exclusively to Breath of the Wild. I'm pretty sure they had to like pull some things, make some new characters just for this game. And I feel like it's valid. I think it's very valid that the character roster, I think it's very good. I mean, you have every fan favorite Breath of the Wild character playable, even Impa is playable. It's pretty cool to see young Impa. But moving forward to our next topic, the boss fights. The boss fights in these levels, they're great too. An issue that I had with Hyrule Warriors is most of the time there wasn't a boss fight in every level. Most of the time there was, but not every time. With the new Hyrule Warriors game, I'm pretty sure there was a boss fight every level, and within these levels of the new Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, there was multiple boss fights. The difficulty, it's going to feel very easy for you towards most of the game, but when you get to these final levels, I kid you not, the difficulty rises up like crazy. And I had a lot of fun with it. And I love that this game used the Breath of the Wild engine. I thought that was amazing. I don't know, maybe the Breath of the Wild engine was what was causing the game to have some frame rate issues. I really don't know, but the sale numbers of these games came out. The Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity sold 3 million copies. I think we're going to see more of these Hyrule Warriors games. Nintendo's going to make this a normal thing. So I don't know if we're going to see a Breath of the Wild exclusive or go back to the standard Hyrule Warriors where it brought all Zelda timelines together. If they could do, that's probably what they should do in my opinion, is do something like this. That way you can add all type of Zelda universe. You have more you can do with that instead of staying exclusive to Breath of the Wild. You get to play as the Divine Beast. Dude, that was crazy. I felt awesome when I was playing as the Divine Beast. And I see that there's more levels you can do with the Divine Beast after the story, and I'm definitely going to do that because I love playing every Divine Beast. It was awesome, and I hope, I don't know how they could do this, but make a game where you just playing the Divine Beast. I don't know, I enjoyed that. There were sometimes that there was a couple difficult levels with the Divine Beast. I had so much fun with that. And man, I'm telling you, this is the game of the year. I know I made a top 10 Switch games you should buy. I probably would put that on the list, like honorable number 11. Hyrule. This is a good game. I would be interested to see going forward how what games Koei Tecmo is going to be doing now with Nintendo. They've already had a strong relationship. Could we see Mushroom King or Mushroom Warriors? I know that Koei Tecmo said they wanted to do a Mario Warriors type game. Is that possible? Can they do that? Could you imagine? I want Xenoblade Warriors. Koei Tecmo, if you're somehow watching this, Nintendo, Xenoblade Warriors, that's the next big thing. You've done Fire Emblem. You need to do Xenoblade Warriors. That thing would be awesome. Dude, could you imagine? Okay, I gotta stick with the review. But overall, I'm gonna give this game a 9.5 out of 10. What are the issues, I would say? Frame rate, I mean, I hate for that to be a con, but the frame rate, it drops and it's very noticeable sometimes. Not sometimes, it's frequent, but it's not too frequent, if that makes sense. You'll see it happen a couple times each level. A little disappointed with the frame rate on that, so that's a major con. I would have liked to have adventure mode, but that might kind of already sort of be in the game. I really have to do more of the side stuff after I put this video out. So guys, it's a 9.5 out of 10. Go buy that game. Definitely worth the 60 bucks. A lot of people, before we end off the video, a lot of people said the story is very short. That's not the case. It took me 20 hours. and I had it on normal difficulty. I didn't put it on easy mode. I don't know how these people beat it in 7 hours. I literally have no idea. But no, the game is not 7 hours. Maybe I'm missing something, but I literally did none of the side stuff. I went straight focused on the game. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Alright guys, I want to say thank you for watching the video. Let me know what your thoughts are on Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity in the comment section down below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. Check out our Discord server. We're popping in the Discord server. And yeah, backslash that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video.